Oh, land of my birth, South Africa. In this video, I'm going to remind you about our president's commitment to end corruption 7 years ago. And then I'm going to give you a quick update of two quick videos, short ones. And then I'm going to show you, if you stay to there, just exactly how much has been stolen from South Africa. Some people say 3 trillion rands. No, much more. I'll show you. And don't feel completely discouraged, because at the end of this video, after my biblical reaction, I'm going to give you a proposal of how you and I can end it in 6 months. How about it? If you're ready, press like, and let's remember President Ramaphosa's commitment to end corruption 7 years ago. Let's go.
Mr. President, Radiate scam is one of the backbone behind the state capture. And before you were elected in this ANC arranged leadership, you promised us all South Africans that you are going to fight corruption. And I just want to know from you, are you willing to fight the state capture? Because the State Capture Commission is the commission which was set by the former president, who's also conflicted on the state capture. So your question is, are you willing to fight state capture even if it means to go after your own comrades? And you made it clear over the weekend that your main objective is to unite the ANC. So are you willing to fight state capture even if it means to go after your own comrades in the ANC?
Yes.
Mr. President, how do you answer that? Are you willing to fight state capture? Are you willing to go after those who are possibly close to you?
Yes, I mean, the answer is yes. And this is based on the mandate that we received from our conference. Our conference was very clear on the issue of corruption, that we must eradicate and eliminate corruption in South Africa. And it also said that there must be accountability. Now, state capture is something that we've been talking about quite a lot. We now have a commission. The commission, the Deputy Chief Justice Zondo is now going to commence with the hearings later in August. And that commission is going to go into the depths, into the real belly of what state capture was all about.
So you imagine it's going to be pretty frightening.
It is going to reveal quite a lot of things, hopefully. And those, whether they are inside the ANC, outside the ANC, those who are found to be complicit in state capture, who have done certain things, must be accountable.
Because you're going to have to be brutal. Are you going to be prepared to be that tough?
Well, accountability is the order of the day.
So this was the commitment 7 years ago, built on years before that. So let's see 3 years ago if the commitment still existed to deal with corruption. Let's check.
Ramaphosa was responding to the debate on the presidency's budget vote. He considered that there are problems at all levels of government.
We must, as we have done, acknowledge that there have been failures of governance in several areas of government. In municipalities, in departments, both at provincial and national level, and in our state-owned enterprises, and a number of other government entities.
He says law enforcement agencies are now cracking down on those accused of corruption.
A year later.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has highlighted the fight against corruption and the country's struggling economy. Ramaphosa was speaking Sunday afternoon at the final day of the ruling ANC party conference in Johannesburg.
We have affirmed the ANC approach to the report of the State Capture Commission and have urged that the findings and recommendations of the report form the basis of a society-wide effort to tackle corruption in all its forms.
So they affirmed it, guys. They affirmed it. It's awesome. 1 year later. 1 year after the affirmation of the affirmation that we must, a year later.
But we know that corruption in various guises existed before. What is now known as the era of state capture has continued afterwards.
Okay, so how much exactly have we lost? I've read before a figure of 200 billion. It was a few years in early 2000s, just a few years. I've heard a figure of 3 trillion rands. I say 30 trillion rands, or whatever number we hear, multiply it by 10. Why? Well, let's go right here. If you remember the video, you can find it up here or down here where I spoke about business friendliness. Look at this now. The next thing that tells you who is gonna deal with unemployment, who is gonna have no poverty. Let's find top 10 countries that have no poverty. Especially when they say poverty, they don't mean what we're speaking about. Okay? Denmark, wealthy country. Finland, wealthy. Singapore, 3 times wealthier than their past oppressor, UK. New Zealand, you saw, wealthy. Luxembourg is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. So they make, I think, about 20 times. So if you go to Luxembourg with the talent you have, everything you have, with the commitment you have, and work equally hard and move to Luxembourg, you will be worth, let's say 6,000 and it's 100 and thingy, you will be worth 20 times. You will make 20 times what you make right now. That's in Luxembourg. Okay, Norway, Switzerland, Sweden, Netherlands, Australia. What do all these countries have in common? They are all the West. No, they are the richest countries if you check how much each citizen makes. What do they also have in common? They happen to be the most honest countries in the world. None of them score 100%. Because you hear people try this, even these are corrupt, even these are corrupt. Yes, they all are. No one gets 100%. But the closer to 100 you are, look at what happens. The economy moves up. Investors take you more seriously. Everyone trusts you to use their money to create jobs, to end poverty, to train your people, to upskill your people. Everyone trusts you, like, use my money to do that and I'll get it back from you. Just like we spoke about in that video above or below. Okay, so where is South Africa? I need to scan faster and faster. The United States, look at that, number 28. United Arab Emirates, number 23. Every place you see here are the places you'd love to go to holiday to. Okay, and we have Rwanda, just showed up at 43 and getting better. Next to Botswana, getting worse. This is 2024. Okay, I need to move quicker because South Africa is down here. Number 82. The higher the corruption, as corruption rises, poverty rises. As corruption rises, unemployment rises. You want to see it for yourself? Do you remember that under Thabo Mbeki, apparently he created a new 3 million new middle class. I think it's black people. Over that time, we were growing at about, there's a time I think we hit 5% growth per annum. Nobody remembered to be angry. Why? Because everybody was seeing opportunity. If I didn't get a job today, but at least my neighbor got a job yesterday, I have hope. And when you find a job, you get a promotion because things open, because when the economy expands, it sucks people in and opens up opportunities. Now, and then what happened? Round about 2007, 2008, corruption began to really get involved. And what happened? The economy followed it. Corruption rises, jobs go down. Corruption drops, jobs go up. Simple. And you see it right there. Numbers don't lie. No, but you don't understand what they do. Numbers don't lie, Baba. Look at this. 1995, our score was very high, around about 56%. By 97, it had dropped under 51. By 2003, it just kept dropping. 2003, it recovered a little bit. And guess what? All this time, if you follow the unemployment curve, it matches this. When this goes up, it goes down. When this goes down, this goes up. When it goes up, the shacks go up. When it goes down, the houses go up. Look at this, 2007. It dropped like mad to 2011, right down to 40. It tried its best, Shem, to recover. By 2021, it was like, down. And where does most of this corruption come from? Who doesn't know? BEE. Basically, it comes from this. Everything that the comrades say produces corruption. The more comrades, revolutionaries, fighters talk, whatever they are saying is corruption inducing. And I'm going to show you in the next video why. So this is what I want to say before I give you my proposal. Because the sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, the problem is not that people did corruption. The problem is not that they got caught. The problem is they didn't go to jail for another 10 years. So what happens? The hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. What does that mean? It means when they skip a corruption, they will put together a political party and go to parliament to do more corruption. The hearts become set in them to do evil. Then guess what happens? Poverty becomes the order of the day. Unemployment becomes the order of the day. And then they will find someone in the West to blame. And let me show you something right there. You will actually see, let me read this one and then tell you how we can end it in 6 months. Because the king establishes the land by justice, but he who receives bribes overthrows it. A country prospers by its business friendliness and by its integrity. If it's corrupt and people get away with corruption and their hearts become set in them to do evil, they will absolutely produce more poverty, more unemployment, more crime, and on it goes. So I said I'd tell you how we can solve it. Okay, let me tell you my proposal. Here's my proposal. Remember they're struggling and they needed a 2% VAT? I say we give them 4%. We make a proposal to the president, we will give you 4% VAT. Take the 2%, use it for whatever you need it to use it for our priorities. The other 2%, you hire retired judges from outside of South Africa, and they come in and we set up a place where they can run the cases so that our normal judges are not under pressure. They run the cases and we keep paying the extra 4% on VAT until the day that 6 months has passed without them putting someone in jail. How's that? So we'll pay 4%, and for as long as someone, a leader, a political leader, goes to jail for corruption, we'll keep it going. We'll pay it forever if you want. We don't mind. But the moment 6 months passes and no one has been put in jail who is at senior level, then the 2%, our 4% VAT, it cuts and it ends. And let me tell you, because the people rejoice, everybody will instruct their parties to vote for that. How's that? We can try, right? We can try. But here's the thing. As I close, no man can serve two masters, because either he will love the one and hate the other, or he will respect the one and disrespect the other. You cannot serve God and Karl Marx. Let me hear your comment below, and cling, cling, ring that bell so I see you at the next video. Let's make history together. We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. Oh, we win this one. Trust me.